Hello, my name is Julian Sterling. I'm 70 years old, and if you looked at my bank account, you'd say I won at life. I can buy a country, you know, or at least a significant chunk of a small one. I own islands you've only dreamed of, and properties in cities where the air itself smells of money. My name, if you heard it, would likely ring a bell. A name synonymous with power, with ambition, with an empire built from nothing but sheer will and sleepless nights. But here's the truth, whispered only to the empty air of this gilded cage. I cannot buy a single Sunday dinner with my children who truly know me. Not the man on the magazine covers, but the man beneath the tailored suits. The man who, at 70 years old, sits alone in a palace, wondering where all the years went. If this resonates with you, if you feel that gnawing whisper of a life out of balance, then listen closely. There might still be time for you. They call it the ascent. I called it living. From the moment I stepped out of college, armed with a degree and a hunger that bordered on obsession, I knew I was destined for something more. I saw the world not as it was, but as it could be, shaped by my own two hands. Others worked 9 to 5. I worked 5 to 9, then 9 to 5 again. Weekends were merely extended weekdays. Holidays were for the weak, moments when competitors might gain an edge. I learned to thrive on the hum of the server room, the sterile scent of new contracts, the adrenaline rush of a high-stakes negotiation. My first office was a closet. My first big deal, an all-nighter fueled by stale coffee and the fear of failure. Each promotion was a drug, each acquisition a victory parade. I celebrated alone, often in a hotel room overlooking a city I barely knew. The only sound, the clink of ice in a glass. The only company, the quiet satisfaction of another milestone conquered. I told myself it was for them. For my wife, Eleanor. For my son, Michael, and my daughter, Sarah. Every late night, every missed holiday, every sacrifice was laid at the altar of their future. A bigger house, better schools, opportunities I never had. That's what I told myself. That's what I believed. The price, it turned out, was higher than any market could bear. I remember Eleanor's voice on the phone, a quiet resignation in her tone, telling me Michael had scored his first goal in soccer. I was in Tokyo, closing a deal that would add another 0 to my net worth. I told her I was proud. I meant it. But the image in my mind was a blurry photograph she'd emailed, not the vibrant, sweaty reality of my son's triumph. Sarah's piano recitals, I heard recordings sent by my assistant. Her voice, small and perfect, playing Bach. I'd listen in the back of a chauffeured car, rushing to another meeting. I'd nod, commend her talent, and then back to the numbers. My children grew up through pictures, snapshots sent by email, short videos Eleanor would record. I saw their teeth fall out, their smiles broaden, their eyes change from innocent wonder to something more complex, more guarded. I saw them, but I didn't see them. I was a benevolent ghost, a provider whose presence was felt in the lavish gifts, never in the quiet comfort of a bedtime story. Eleanor. She tried. For years she tried. Dinners were set for 3, then 2, then often just 1. Her gentle pleas for my presence slowly faded into a weary silence. The divorce was amicable, as these things go for people with limitless resources. No shouting, no public spectacle, just a quiet, dignified surrender. She told me, her eyes filled with a pain I was too blind to comprehend then, that she couldn't live a life of waiting for someone who was always elsewhere. I signed the papers, wrote her a check that would ensure her comfort for generations, and told myself I had done right by her. I had provided, I had secured her future, but I hadn't secured us. The epiphany didn't come with a crash, but with a whisper. A slow, insidious realization that seeped into my bones, colder than any winter night. It started subtly. The phone calls from my children grew shorter, more formal. "Hello, Dad. Everything all right?" Not, "How are you, Dad?" or "I miss you." Just a check-in, like a quarterly report. When I'd visit, which was rare and scheduled weeks in advance, there was an awkward politeness. They were adults now, successful in their own right, thanks to the foundations I'd laid. But they were strangers, to me, and I to them. Michael, my son, a brilliant architect, would talk about his latest projects with a passion that mirrored my own, but his eyes would glaze over when I tried to share a memory from his childhood. Sarah, a successful artist whose paintings commanded astronomical prices, would politely listen to my business advice, then retreat into her studio, a sanctuary I was never invited to enter. There was no shared history, no inside jokes, no comfort in our silence. Just the vast, echoing space of what could have been. I remember one Christmas, I'd flown them all to my villa in Tuscany, a grand affair, caterers, musicians, a whole staff to ensure every whim was met. I watched them from across the opulent dining table. Michael was laughing with his wife, a genuine, unforced sound. Sarah was engaged in a deep conversation with her partner, her eyes alight. They were happy, but their happiness didn't include me, not really. I was the host, the patriarch, the provider, but not the father, not the man they confided in, not the shoulder they cried on, not the voice of comfort they sought. I was an institution, not a human being. That night, alone in my sprawling bedroom, the frescoes on the ceiling mocking my solitude, I looked at my reflection, 70 years old, a billionaire and utterly, completely alone. The numbers on my balance sheet meant nothing. The private jet was just a metal tube. The mansion, a mausoleum. The empire I had built was a monument to my absence. I had chased the illusion of security, the promise that more money would buy more happiness, more love, more connection. It bought none of it. It bought distance. It bought silence. It bought an unfillable void where a family should have been. The gold I had accumulated felt like lead in my hands, heavy with the weight of what I had forfeited. The sad truth at 70 wasn't that I was dying, but that I had never truly lived, not in the ways that truly mattered. So, what do you do with this truth? You carry it, like a stone in your gut. You live with the knowledge that some things, once broken, cannot be fully repaired. You understand that time, unlike money, is a currency that cannot be earned back, no matter how vast your fortune. But for you who are watching this, perhaps in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, chasing that next promotion, that bigger house, that elusive financial freedom, for you, there is still time. Look around you. Look at the faces of the people who truly matter, your spouse, your children, your friends, your aging parents. Are you truly present, or are you a ghost always promising tomorrow, always just out of reach? That next deal, that extra hour at the office, that weekend project. Will it hold your hand when you're 70? Will it remember your favorite joke, or the way you comfort a crying child? Will it tell you it loves you when your body starts to fail and your mind begins to wander? No, it won't. Your work will not visit you in the hospital. Your stock portfolio will not listen to your fears. The empire you build will not mourn your passing. The true wealth, the real legacy, isn't measured in digits on a screen. It's measured in the warmth of a hand holding yours, the laughter shared around a dinner table, the quiet comfort of a knowing glance. It's in the stories your children tell about you, not as a titan of industry, but as a father, a mother, a presence. I learned this too late. My children are kind, successful, good people. They respect me, but they do not know me. And that, my friends, is a regret no amount of money can ever erase. Don't make my mistakes. Don't confuse provision with presence. Don't sacrifice the irreplaceable on the altar of the achievable. The climb is intoxicating, yes. The view from the top can be breathtaking, but it's a lonely view if you have no one to share it with. For you, there is still time. Time to put down the phone, time to close the laptop, time to look into the eyes of those you love and truly see them, time to listen. Time to be present, time to build a legacy that matters not just in the ledger books, but in the hearts of those who will carry your memory. Remember, for you, there is still time. I remember a specific Tuesday. My daughter Sarah, she must have been 7, 8. She had this recital piano. She'd been practicing for months, those little fingers stumbling through scales, then finally, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, with a surprising flourish. She was so proud. She made me promise, pinky swear, I'd be there, front row. That Tuesday, a merger deal, a truly monumental one, hit a snag. Late afternoon. My team was in a panic. The other side was threatening to walk, billions on the line. My name, my reputation, my entire life's work felt like it was hanging by a thread. I called Sarah's mother, told her I couldn't make it. Emergency, I said. Business. She understood. She always understood, or at least she pretended to. I closed that deal. It was heralded as a triumph. My stock soared. The papers called me a visionary. I remember the champagne, the backslapping, the feeling of invincibility. It lasted a week, maybe 2, and then it was just another line on a resume, another figure in a quarterly report. Sarah never mentioned it, not directly, but I saw it. The way her eyes would briefly dart away when I praised her next performance, the slight hesitation before she'd tell me about her day. It was a tiny crack, barely perceptible, but it was there. And over the years, those tiny cracks became fissures, not of anger, not of resentment, but of absence. The kind of absence that leaves a cold space where warmth should have been. This house, it's magnificent, isn't it? Every piece curated, every view perfected. But it's a monument to what I achieved, not to who I loved. My children visit. They bring their own children. My grandchildren run through these halls, their laughter echoing. And I watch them, these bright, beautiful extensions of myself, and I wonder what stories they'll tell of their grandfather. Will it be of the man who built an empire, or the man who missed their mother's first piano recital? We chase the tangible, the corner office, the luxury car, the vacation home. We believe these things are symbols of success, and that success, in turn, will bring happiness. But happiness, true, resonant happiness, is an echo. It's reflected back from the faces of those you cherish, from the memories you forged together. It's not found in the solitude of achievement, but in the communion of shared experience. I missed so many communions. My son's first baseball game, my wife's quiet struggle with her mother's illness, the impromptu family dinners that turned into uproarious laughter. I was always on call, always in a meeting, always just finishing up. And the irony, the vast majority of those emergencies were not emergencies at all. They were self-imposed pressures, fueled by an insatiable, almost pathological need to prove my worth through accumulation. Don't let your worth be defined by your net worth. It's a hollow metric. It's a number that vanishes when you do. Your true worth is in the tapestry of relationships you weave, the love you give and receive, the quiet comfort you offer, the wisdom you impart, not through grand pronouncements, but through shared moments. It's in the feeling of being truly seen, truly heard, truly loved, not for what you can provide, but for who you are. So, I urge you, don't wait for a crisis to force this realization upon you. Don't wait until the silence in your grand house is deafening or the warmth of a remembered hand is just that, a memory. Start now. Pick up the phone, drive home early, book that trip. Say yes to the unexpected, the inconvenient, the seemingly trivial moments that in retrospect become the bedrock of a life well lived. Because the empire you build, no matter how vast, will crumble without the foundation of genuine connection. And when it does, all that's left is regret. For you, there is still time. Time to rewrite your ending. Time to build a legacy that truly matters. A legacy of love.